What's up, everybody? Rich here. I am just testing the audio, make sure that the audio is good to go, and then we're gonna get this party started. So let me just make sure. Right? Let me know if you guys can hear me well also. That would be a big help. I think it's still a little bit delayed here, but I'm gonna give it a few more minutes and then I'm gonna get started. Okay, this looks good. Audio looks good. So welcome everyone. I see that we have, I think 11 people in here. So appreciate your time on this Sunday. I know it's a very important Sunday, it's Super Bowl Sunday. So thank you very much for giving me your time. So what I want to do, as always, is I want to talk about futures, where we are with the futures market and what's really happening. So the ES and the NQ have gapped up and they gapped in gold. They did a textbook gap fill play. So this gap fill play, hi Joe, hi George, hi Delfino, hi Jesse. Thank you very much for joining me. So the gap fill play is an actual play that I use in day trading, but it can be used on all time frames. So this is what we call a gap fill. So let me explain to you guys what that is. So you can see that the closing bar on Friday was the high was 38.8575, right? And then if we look at the first bar on the Sunday open, the low was 38.8550. So basically one tick difference. So this is something that I've commonly seen in very liquid markets and futures, is that when we have gaps, we tend to fill the gap and continue in the direction of the gap. And this is one of the basic principles that my trading systems are built behind when it comes to trading gaps. So how do you actually take the setup? Well, you just want to go long on the high of that closing bar with a stop below the low, and that's pretty much it. So you get filled on this pullback here, and now you're already up double your money, and it's actually the same situation for NQ. Okay, Amanda, yeah, I'll talk about that in 1 second, right? So this is called the gap fill play. We fill the gap and we're just continuing higher. So from here, everything left in this trade should be a risk-free trade at this point. You should have already been, if you took the gap fill, you should have been able to scale out already and already made some money. And now the rest is just money in the bank, and it's just, you just let it go. So that's a common approach that I use with my trading, is I pay myself first when I get to double, triple times my money. And then the rest of the position, let's say 10 to 20%, I'll leave on as a runner, because you never know how far the market wants to go. And you don't want to have FOMO because you were in it and then you got out. You never want that type of experience. So it's better to get in, scale out, and leave a bit on. So Amanda's question, hi Rich, can I go over quick run through today or future video how to enter play weekly inside bars and swings? I would love to see previous weekly bars that you played. Okay, thanks Amanda. So you guys know that this weekly swing bar plays are actually in my swing room, and but I'll show you guys a few examples on how I play it. So I'm gonna actually use PayPal as an example, but let's just quickly, since we're on the topic, let's go here. So these 10 trades here, starting from Apple down to Chewy, are the 10 new swing trades for next week that I've already posted exact entry stops and targets for people in my swing room. Okay, so the price is $50 a month. It's very, very cheap compared to everything that I've seen out there, and I think is very fair. All right, guys. So on Friday night, I scanned the market using my scanner. The scanner will give me between 500 to 1,000 different stocks. From that 1,500 to 1,000 list, I go in and I run more parameters, and I get to a list of between 10 to 20. So this week I had exactly 10 stocks. And the way that I do it is I look for potential squeezes, I look for trap bulls and trap bears, and then I look for the setups that I feel can hit first targets. So on Friday, I've already given to everyone in the private room everything. They don't have to do anything. All they have to do is take that order and put it in their broker. So there's no excuses. Okay, if you want to be in the market, if you want to learn, there's no excuses. You don't have to day trade. You can swing trade. And I'm giving you everything. Okay, And the reason why I'm giving everything is because I want it to be fully automated, fully mechanical. I don't want any hindsight in my trading. I don't want any one of my customers to ever feel like I'm holding back or doing things in hindsight. I give everything in advance so everybody knows what happens, right? So what are the results? It's either going to hit the target or it's going to hit the stop, and I'm going to take it in both situations. Okay, I'm not going to be lying to anybody. That's not my style. So I'm going to show you guys a few examples. Okay, so the other thing is, so how can I join the private room? So it's on my website. I'll show you guys real quick how to do that. I don't want to spend too much time doing this because I know you guys are busy today and I don't want to be taking too much of your time, but let me just show you guys this. So just go Trading Wars, Services, Private Swing Trading Room. And then we just hit this, subscribe. And then it'll take you to PayPal. So this is the results from January. I had 20 winners and 5 losers. So I'm not saying that's going to happen in February. I can't promise that, but I can promise you that I'm going to be transparent and honest. And this is an example of how it looks. So the week before the market opened, so like the weekend, I posted this entry, exit, and stop for Tesla. And then during the week, it automatically fills and it automatically either going to hit your target or it's going to hit your stop loss. Okay, so let's look at a few examples. So let's look at one example from last week of how I did it. So Workday was actually one that we already hit winners on. So let's talk about Workday. So I also scan for monthly swings. So from the monthly, I look for monthly inside bars. So we had this inside bar here. So when I first took the setup, this is how the chart looked. Obviously, we don't see the green bar. But what I like to do is kind of zoom out. And I like to see, first of all, is there any trap shorts? So definitely I saw a lot of trap shorts here because of this wick. So this wick shows that there was selling pressure. So my whole concept with this swing trade here was, okay, if we can break above this inside bars high, we can threaten this wick and we can squeeze through it. And that's exactly what happened with Workday. And we already hit targets on Workday. So everyone in my room already made money on Workday. And now they're just holding a little bit left for whatever. They can do whatever they want with it. They can hold it for, if they think Workday is going to go to $1,000 one day, they can do that. But we must get paid first on every single trade. So everyone will take at least the first target. And then from there, you can do whatever you want with the position. Okay. And I'll give an example of PayPal. This is one that I did a long time ago. And I actually gave this for free in a Sunday Stock Talk, I'm pretty sure. Or I tweeted it for sure. So PayPal, back on the 16th of November, we had an inside bar close. And I was looking to get involved in PayPal for a long time. And but I don't want to just be buying for the hell of it. I need a reason. I'm a very mechanical and technical trader. If I don't have a setup, I don't take it. I don't care. It could be going to the moon. I need to have a reason. So we had a double inside bar pattern on PayPal, which is one of the strongest patterns that I like to trade. And you guys see that I call that out a lot on SPY. So here was a double inside bar pattern. And then right here, I just took the breakout above that inside bar, and I'm still in this thing. So look at where we are right now. So I'm almost at 10 times my money with PayPal. So, and PayPal was one that I was willing to hold for the long run. So that's how you can take my setups and kind of turn them into investments. And the last thing I want to talk about for the private room is every week I send out a private video for everyone in my room talking about teaching you why I'm taking the setups. I don't want to just give you a signal, but I want you to know why, right? Because it's important for you to know why, because you can take that concept and then go do it in a day trading perspective, or you can go look at other things you're interested in, maybe futures, maybe crypto, maybe whatever else you're interested in, and you can apply those concepts. So I try to make it educational as well as simple for everyone to follow. All right. So Amanda, I hope that helps. And so that's an example of one PayPal double inside bar pattern. And look at that. Look how beautiful that is. All right. If I hit this one time in the year, I can lose the next 15 to 20 trades because of my risk to reward. Right. All right. So now let's talk about your chart requests. And then let us continue on, and feel free to ask questions or post any requests that you have in the chart. In the chat. Okay. So what do we have here? So plug. Yeah. So plug. We're actually been in plug for the last 2 or 3 weeks now. And plug hit targets for us. and we're still holding a portion. Well, I'm holding a portion. I don't know if some people in my room might have already sold everything. So what I do is I give the first target. So it's up to you if you want to sell everything or you want to keep some. But basically in plug, so before a lot of people talk about things on Twitter, I'm already in them because I anticipate price. As a professional trader, you should anticipate where price is going. You shouldn't wait for price to do something and then you react later on. That usually means you missed a move, right? So for plug, what we did here, we had this inside bar close on the weekly. So this was the exact order right here. So we got in at 68.11. The stop was 60.49. 1-to-1 was exactly $75.81. Okay. And as you can see, it basically came right to the target. And the day that it was there, I told everyone in the room this basically is first target. So from here, scale out, close the position, whatever you want to do. And then from there, it actually reversed. But if you notice, it reversed all the way down to my stop loss, which was 60.49, but it never hit my stop loss for the rest of my position, which is pretty crazy because I came within a few cents of hitting the stop loss. And that's another thing that I like about my style is the stop loss. The reason I have the stop loss there is based on Fibonacci. So if I draw the fib of this candle, see, my stop loss was slightly below the 786 of that candle. Okay. And that's why I didn't get stopped out. So let me just fix this. So all my stop losses are based on Fibonacci. And I hope you guys can see the point there of why I use Fibonacci. Like, look at that. It touched the 786 and then it just exploded, right? But you see where my stop was just a little bit below the 786. And that's why I didn't get stopped up. So, everything that I do, it's mechanical and it has a purpose and it has a reason. I don't do anything because of emotion. When I swing trade, I want it to be 100% robotic because day trading already has enough emotion involved. So that was plug. What else do we have? Blah, blah, blah. BA. Yeah, so look at this. This is a nice little play here on BA because I think we've been talking about this for like several weeks now. But basically what we said here is that, when we come back to the mid Bollinger Band, when we come back to the 20 EMA, what's going to happen? Is it going to hold or not? And definitely it did hold, right? Yeah, swing trades, yes, Delfino, they're on the weekly and the monthly charts, right? So we had this push up here and then this pullback here, right? And we're holding the mid Bollinger Band. So this actually looks like if Boeing can get going up above here, we have this textbook like ABC pattern, which can play out. But definitely if I was playing Boeing, this is how I would have done it. I don't play airlines. I don't play them. But if I were to play airlines, this is what I would have done. I would have taken the Fibonacci from this low to this high. And then do you guys see how beautiful this is? It's like art. The mid Bollinger Band and the 50% retracement were basically aligned. This is what we call confluence. So when I take fibs, I do anticipatory orders. So I have an order sitting on the 50 and we can do a stop below the 786 like that. Okay. That's exactly what I would have done. So I would have had it like this. Back when it starts pulling down like this, I push an order at the 50. And if you guys watch my recent video on DraftKings on the day trade, how I took the day trade, that's exactly what I do. I want the price to come to me. I want to be in control. I'm not chasing. If you go without me, that's on you. I don't care. I'm not going to be chasing. And that's what keeps me safe in the market, because if I let price come to me, I can manage my risk. Okay. So this is how I would have played it. And then right now my stop loss would be at break even. So getting in above here is a little bit late in my opinion, but it's still valid because we have this holding of the mid Bollinger Band. So Amanda, thanks to get the entry, but we're looking for any specific price action during the week. Daily inside bars, we look for gapping up or down and play the momentum. Yes, daily inside bars are very different. Daily inside bars are just for day trades. With the weeklies and with the swings, I am just putting a limit order on the break of the bar. Okay, so stop limit on the break of the bar. When price breaks the bar, I'm filled. All right, but day trading, when I'm looking, so I'm going to talk about day trading for you guys as well and give you guys some tips by the end. Do you only do futures? I day trade futures and stocks, and I swing stocks. That's what I do. I day trade futures. Day trading futures is what I've been doing for the last 5 years, and that's what's gotten me like where I am. But stocks, I've recently been doing a lot of studying and researching, and I've found out about the inside bar daily close and how that can lead to momentum. So that's why I've been adding stocks into my day trade, like you guys see. And then I have my swing trades, which are all just stocks. All right. Let's see what else we have. Shop and NIO. So Shop, we are in a swing on Shop. The same concept right here. So you see this, if I go to the monthly chart, you'll be able to see it. So you see that there was this inverted hammer. So Shop, we actually entered in last week. We had this inverted hammer inside bar. So we got in right here and we're filled and we're up a little bit of money right now. So first targets are, so 1.5 is up here, but first targets is right on this dotted line right here. So that's what I'm looking for. So the entry that I gave in the room was 1241.32. The stop was 1140.50, and the first profit target is 1344.50. And this is given in advance. So when this bar closes that week, I'd say, okay, this is how we're going to play Shop. So we don't see this bar. Okay. When I give the orders, it looks like this. Okay. So, but when it breaks through, I'm already filled, right? I want you guys to understand that. I predict where price is going to go. If it breaks the high, I'm already filled. I'm not waiting for anything. So I'm filled as soon as that price breaks, I'm filled. Okay. And if it doesn't fill, if it actually turns around and like goes the other way, then that's fine. I won't get filled and I'll cancel my order. Okay. Do I offer one-on-one trading? Yes. I do. I've done probably like 50 students through the boot camps and through my apprentice program. I started off with my apprentice program because I want to work one-on-one with people and make them into profitable traders. And I have some of my students that are in this chat right now, and most of them, 90% of people I work with are successful now. The other 10%, either they don't have enough time to day trade or life got in their way or, you know, other things, and that's going to happen. But I have some of my students in here that can vouch for what I do. But the one-on-one programs, I'm really, really booked, and I have like 10 or 15 students that I'm dealing with right now. So it's hard for me to continue with that right now. So I'm not really taking too many new students until I finish a few of my boot camps that I have. And I want to make sure that I'm giving everybody good service as well. But yes, I definitely do have that. You can DM me and we'll talk about, you know, something like that for you in the future. And that one is strictly based on day trading. Okay. When I do one-on-one with people, it's for day trading, because day trading, it's very quick. If you just want to relax and swing trade, then the room is the best for that. All right, back to where we were. So NIO, this was one of the ones that were, that's the monthly. So let's look at the weekly. Yeah, so NIO, we actually got stopped out on this trade. I did take that inside bar long, and then you see how it kind of broke up and then it just came back down. So it definitely, it stopped us out there, and we just lost. There's nothing else I can say. But I do like that we had this flag and this break, and I am looking at this for a potential retest, right? So if I go to the daily chart, we can kind of see it a little bit better, right? So we had this flag, right? As you can see, we broke the flag, and now we're retesting this area. This area was a previous resistance. So previous resistance should become support. So if NIO can actually get back above these levels here, we could definitely see it start squeezing and pushing to all-time highs. But personally, no trade on this right now. We took a loss on it a few weeks ago, and I'm not getting back on it. I might get into it for a day trade, but nothing for swing trade. Blink, I think this one, I believe I called this one out. Oh yeah, so Blink actually showed up on my scanner, and I didn't put it on my list just because if I have to get a good risk to reward on this candle, then my target's gonna have to be automatically at new all-time highs, and I don't want to have my first target shouldn't be past all-time highs, because that's asking for a lot. So I actually took this one off of my list, but it was originally on my scanner. And if you look back, we did have this inside bar. You see this one here? So if we had played this inside bar, we would have actually been able to get a winner. But I didn't take this one either. But just to show you guys, you can use the concepts of the inside bars, and then you can just go and find stocks that you want and just play those. All right. So SPY. Yeah. So let's talk about ES one more time. So if we remember from last week, we had the close where it was very bearish, right? So we had this close right here, which was actually like one of the first times we had a big red bar that actually took out the previous week's low. But this candle here, so last week, this candle, so this is where I gave you guys the low here and we made 240 points. This candle right here means a lot to me from the way that I trade. And the reason why is because of two things. First of all, it broke the low of last week. So that means there were some people that were shorting here. And we also broke the high. So you can see from this candle that both sides, if you were shorting down here or if your stop loss was here, you got screwed over, right? So those type of candles that engulf the low and the high and breaks it usually have a lot of follow through. So let me see if we can find a candle like that recently. Okay. I don't know if I can find one recently on here, but something like this. So we break through the low and we also break through the high. You see how, so like you see there were shorts here, obviously, right? Look at this inverted hammer, but then we break the low and we break the high. So the shorts kind of just give up, right? So, and look over here, kind of similar, right? So I'm basically seeing the same pattern here. Broke the low, broke the high, where there's a lot of trap shorts. And as long as this low holds, I don't see a reason to be running to the bearish side unless that low breaks. So everything will be based on that low. Sharon, hi Sharon, Richard calls our money. Did you look at FUBO? I'll take a look at FUBO. Let's take a look at FUBO right now. So yeah, so FUBO, everyone in the room for FUBO, we've made a lot of money on FUBO. We got into FUBO here. So this is the technical way to trade. We had an inside bar, and like I said, okay, this inside bar, we had a lot of shorts here. So we took FUBO. I already made like double or triple the money here. There's another inside week close on FUBO, but because we're already in initial swing, I'm not recommending anybody to add anymore. So because we're already in the swing. So if you have partials left on FUBO, you're just kind of waiting to see if we can break through this all-time high for the last part of your position to really scale up. Okay. We talk about that. Apple, Excel. So I'm not going to talk about Apple because it's in the private room, but you know, it's an inside week close. So I'm not going to talk about it because everyone that already paid me, you know, I don't want it to seem like I'm giving things away for free, but same concept. Just take a look at the chart. Let's talk about Excel. This is on a fib. Let's take it from here. Yeah, so we're hovering around the 618. Maybe if I pull it up here, here, here. So it's either the anchor point is either here or it's here. You can do either one. So if we're here, we're sitting on a 786. If we're here, we're sitting on a 618. Both are good. What really matters here now is these three wicks: wick 1, 2, and 3. If this thing is going to get going, these wicks need to break. They need to break. So until these wicks break, then we're still in danger. Notice how this candle actually came very close to stopping this wick and breaking it, but it didn't. So you can see that there's actually a lot of shorts here and they piled in again. So now until these wicks can get taken out, then this is just going to be either consolidating or going lower. All right, MGNI. Yeah, so look at that. So this is what we call inside bar perfection, right? Look at this. This is what I love to see. We have an inside bar. We had a bullish bar, then an inside bar, right? And then at the time, things look like that. But if you notice something about this chart, if we look to the left, right? Let's keep going back. There's no resistance. It's clear to all-time highs. Anytime you have a path that's clear to all-time highs, there's no ceiling, right? You can keep going. You can go forever. Look at Tesla, right? Look at the market. If there's no resistance, you can keep going. So that's why this is a beautiful trade, because we have the inside bar, we don't have resistance above, and then we just rip right through, boom, right? So that's what I like to look for. So how do you take those trades? Is you just get long above that high right there, okay? And then your stop, you can go conservative or you can be tight like that. And that's easy. You know, if you're doing calls, that's like 10, 15 times your money easily. Thanks, Sharon. RXN, ALRM. RXN. Yeah, it definitely, we were coming back to the mid Bollinger Band, so it definitely looks like a good place to buy. Let me draw the Fibonacci from the low to the high, right? So this is the same concept that we just spoke about on Boeing. If I want to get involved on these pullbacks, I'm gonna be front running at the 50. My order is gonna be here. It's gonna be waiting. As soon as this candle comes in, my order is already waiting. So it's hard for me personally. It's hard for me to get in above here now, because I feel like I already missed the move. You can still definitely get in above there. That's totally up to you. But if I were personally playing this, I would have already been in this position, and then my stop loss would be right here right now. So I would only lose small. So that's how you guys use the fibs. Use the fibs to anticipate where the market is going to go. And if you guys need more help on the fibs, I have 2 resources. I have a full playlist on YouTube of all Fibonacci videos. Okay, nobody does it like me with the fibs, because mine just comes from experience and losing my money until I figured it out. All right, so watch the playlist. And then the second thing is, if you like the playlist and you learn something, buy my book. Okay, my book has 75 charts, and it's over 75 pages, and it talks about everything from fibs, everything that I know. So watch the playlist first, and if you like it, then support me. That's what I'm asking you guys. All right, but that's how you get involved. Just be on top of them. Let me show you DraftKings. Okay, so for those who watched my video, you guys know how I took this play with DraftKings. So this is a day trade, but it's the same concept. Could be weekly chart, monthly chart, could be 5-minute chart. It's always the same concept. So what am I doing? Once we have this gap up, I anticipated that DraftKings is going to come to the 50. I anticipated that. As soon as this starts coming down, I already put an order at 61 right here. This was my order, 61.32. So I bought 133 shares at 61.32, and my stop loss was 60.57, just below that 786 mark. So I front run things. I say, okay, where's the market gonna come to? So the market comes down here, touches my 50, it fills me. I have my stop loss here for protection. It goes sideways for a bit, and then boom, it just explodes. All right, guys. So that's what I do. That's why I do fibs. That's exactly why I do fibs. Okay, what else do we have? RXN, ALRM. Oh, RXN. Wait, we did this one. Sorry, that was the one I just talked about. ALRM. Yeah, you know, it looks good. It definitely looks like there's room to go up, and there's a big bullish bar close here. If we can start getting into this territory here, then this wick has a big potential to get squeezed and to push up higher. But personally, for me, I don't have an inside bar, I won't take the trade. If I don't have a Fibonacci, I won't take the trade. I try to keep things very disciplined, because there's going to be 100 other stocks for me to trade, and I want to follow a structure. If I don't have a structure, then I can trade everything, and that's how you lose your account. Okay. All right. Where were we? PLTR. So PLTR, I actually took a day trade last week and I lost. Let's talk about it. So PLTR, this was the day trade that I took here. I did the same thing that I did on DraftKings. Came in here at the 50 and I got stopped out. And then it poked out and then it just reversed. See that? So that happens sometimes, right? I'm not always right. But when I'm right, I make sure I make double or triple my losers. So let's say I lose 50, let's say I lose $100 here. On DraftKings, I make $300. That's how I trade. All right. So, you know, sometimes the market's going to do things like that. And PLTR, I've been looking at this for a long time, because my initial call out on Twitter was when we were at like $25, because I saw we had this flag and we had this inside bar. So that was the initial call. Then we exploded, and now we're doing the exact same thing. Now we're flagging again. So definitely, I tried to get long that day. I had the right idea, but I got stopped out, and there's nothing I could do about that. But if we go to the weekly chart, we actually have this inside bar right here, and it looks pretty good too. Like if we can bracket this inside bar to the upside or to the downside, and then see what's going to happen. If it this range, once this range breaks, it's going to be important, either to the downside or to the upside, because we have a lot of consolidation. We have lots and lots of consolidation. That means there's a lot of trap bulls and trap bears. There's a lot of them. So when we break out of this range, expect momentum. Don't automatically always be bullish on certain things. Sometimes you can just bracket the candle. So if it breaks the low, you go short. If it breaks the high, you go long. So I'm actually interested. We're going to check on this one in another next week and see where we get. All right. I'm interested to see what happens. Okay. And that's pretty much it. That's all that I have for you guys. It was a half an hour. I don't want to kill the Super Bowl for you guys. And thanks, Sharon, for being there and for all your kind words. And thank you, everybody, for being here with me. 28 people. I appreciate you. And I'm growing very fast, guys. I have 70 people in the swing room. I'm growing very, very fast because I'm an honest person. And I focus on giving people value. I started my Twitter channel last year in April. It hasn't even been 1 year and I have over 4,000 followers. And the only reason why is because I believe that if I give you value, that I'm going to get value in my life, period. That's it. I believe in those principles, guys. So, stick around with me. I'm going to help you as much as I can, whether you're in my rooms or not. I'm going to give you YouTube content so that you can learn. I'm going to do these Sunday stock talks as long as I can so I can help you guys. All right. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining me today and take care.